Hi, Facey. Oh, that's not a very nice background, is it? Is that a bit better? Oh, let's see. A leaf. That's way better. Funny stuff. All right, let's go. We don't have that long. I wanna just smash this out. Deliver this beautifully in 15 minutes. All right, let's go. So, what I wanted to talk about today was there's a lot of tension. There's a lot of tension being experienced in the field. Long-term tension, tension from the year, tension of the 2112 portal, tension of global energy. There's a lot of tension. There was a lot of people set a lot of goals in 2020 that may or may not have been reached. People are looking forward to 2021, projecting forward into 2021 and really looking. I think 2020 has been a point for people to stop and take stock of their life and this is working, that's not working. This is, I was saying in a live that I deleted earlier, for myself, it's actually become really painful to notice where things aren't working, and where I could kind of ignore stuff previously, I literally just couldn't. And that's been an amazing thing because it's called out a greater level of leadership, a greater level of creativity, a greater level of innovation, but it's also been really uncomfortable. And there's times when I felt really alone, there's times when I felt really isolated, there's times when I've just been so uncomfortable inside my own body, while the realization and the insight to really owning how things in my life haven't gone how I wanted them to in any time, and taking full responsibility for that. And that's been really massive. So that's kind of been where I've been at for the last sort of week, is really looking into the future and really working into my genius. And I forgot what I called this live. What did I call this live? Energy forecast. Letting go of the front. That's right. Letting go of the front. And I feel like this is really important. I just want to explain. I just had a session with one of my beautiful clients, and what came through in that session after everything had been looked at of what this person was wanting to create, and what was standing in the way, and how do you get to the next step. The thing, this is what I love about intuitive work, and what I love about working in the quantum realm, is that it really does have a sense of humor. It really does. And the words that came through was not in response to me, but I think this is a real collective message right now for anyone who's going for anything, for anyone. And I think the people who are here on purpose now, that calling is now bigger than ever. It's so loud. It's prodding us, it's poking us, it's pushing us, it's making us feel uncomfortable where we're not in it. And yeah, the words that came through were, this is between you and your genius. And I was like, bam, that's it. And so often when we go for stuff, we don't make it about our genius. And the essence of that is the premise here is that in our heart we believe that, of course, yes, I am a genius, yes, I am here for something special, yes, I do believe that I have this vision that I want to bring to fruition, but then there's no coherence between this and all these thoughts and all these beliefs in your head. So obviously there's a gap, and we can, there's a whole buffet of actions that can be taken that don't that don't align to your genius. And when those words dropped in of like, this is between you and your genius, what that made me to mean was like, this isn't about competing with anyone else. This isn't your vision isn't about competing with anyone else. Your vision isn't about comparing anything, how anyone else is doing anything, whether it's good enough, whether you're good enough, whether you really belong, whether this vision is even real. What is being asked now, more than ever, like never, ever, ever before, like in the next week, in the lead up to 21/12 and beyond, what is being asked more than ever is, can you make your mission? Can you bring your purpose? Can you live your purpose as if it's just between you and your genius? Like, it's not about engaging anyone else. It's like igniting the flame of your vision, igniting the flame of your heart, and fucking forgetting what anyone else thinks about it. And when we know that we have a purpose, and whether we know what it is or whether we don't know what it is, that's actually irrelevant. How we show up is so often a front. Like, I have to be educated to show up in my purpose and in my genius. I have to have followers. I have to know what I'm doing. I have to have money. My mum needs to approve of this. And these can be really obvious or very, very subtle. And so how we show up in our relationships, in our Facebook lives, in the way that we post, in our business, with our children, it's a front. It's like energy spent on putting this front up. And if you tune into like, how would I show up if I didn't have this front? How much energy is it taking you to drop that front and just be, like really just be? Because this is where the new world comes from. This is where our visions come from. This is how we bridge our way out of this, like, whatever is happening right now. It's really about how we be. And it's like, you cannot get that from anyone else. You cannot bring in, I mean, of course you can have it reflected back to you. That's why the world is, you know, like, it's for us and for our own reflection. But it really truly, hey nice, it really truly comes from you. Like, it has to come from your volition, from your choice, from your willingness, and from your power, and from your connection to, I'm really here to create something amazing and something special. I'm not gonna keep living that fucking, like, day to day, whatever it is that isn't satisfying you, that isn't, like, making your heart sing. Like, what are those things in your life, and how are they part of a front that you've created, that you feel like you need to be, or that you have to fill for someone else or something else to actually get to where you want to go? Because that shit has to go. Like, it has to go. And I think it's really, really powerfully important for, especially in the lead up, as I'm kind of saying, because in the title of this, I have been talking about and kind of doing a bit of research and tuning in on the 21st of December. For those of you who are into astrology, I don't know a lot about astrology, except for, you know, intuitively just dropping in and seeing. I do get hits about it every now and then, and this one does feel like really something. And I think that it's from my understanding, and I'll elaborate on this further if I get any more information, but from my understanding, the 21st of December is it's a point where it's an opportunity where timelines are going to split. It's like, we've been through this whole cycle in 2020. The world went fucking crazy. We got to step up. We got to find out who we were, what we were made of, what we weren't made of, what really mattered, what didn't matter. And some of that's still landing, and some of that's still integrating. And we will continue to integrate. But I know what is most important now, like the highest priority for anyone who wants to live in a world that they are proud to share, like that they want their children to grow up in. If the world that you want your children to grow up in, if you want that world, now is the most important time to really drop the front. Like, say what's on your heart. Be in your truth. Do that fucking thing that you've been wanting to do forever, that you know is going to make a difference. Like, now really is the time. And now is the time to decide what that world looks like. Like, who are you in that world? And don't wait to show up as that person. Don't think that you need to have the degrees, have the training, have the money, have the clothes, have the fancy background, have the branding, have the anything. Like, there's nothing that you need right now more than a relationship with the part of you, your genius, that can create what it is that you want to create. Like, as I said in the title, and as this came up in the session I was doing today, this was the bridge for my client. This was like her thing to take home, to really like to tune into, was this is between you and your genius. Like, stop caring about stuff that you actually don't care about. Stop it. Like, stop it now. Stop right now. If you don't want it in your life, like, cut it now, because we're about to go through a ridiculously powerful, hi Jen, so nice to see you too. We're about to go through a ridiculously powerful portal, and our energy and those people who are holding the pillars of light through living their purpose and having that relationship with their genius and building that relationship with their heart and really listening and really following that and listening and connecting and like bringing your power back to you. There's nothing more important than that right now. And especially in the days in the lead up to this beautiful portal and beyond. And I'm excited to rock out and do the magical things. And I haven't decided what I'm going to be doing on the day, but I am definitely going to do a bit of scripting before, maybe a little bit of writing. Yeah, I'm just going to sort of naturalize myself as much as I can and really step into, yeah, just have hyper awareness, hyper vigilance, but really having that kind of awareness as a more of a natural sort of, I think sometimes that awareness can take over and be like very manic. It's not that. It's like, it's a real naturalness, it's a real ease, and there's a real intentionality for me in the lead up. And I just wanted to jump on and share that because it felt super duper important. Yeah, this is between you and your genius. How the rest of this year plays out, and I believe that every single person right now plays a part. Like, you are significant. Every single person and the energy that they're holding, what they're holding, the intentions and how they want the world to go and what they're wanting to create and what they're wanting to birth and how they're showing up is so important. You are important, and what you want is important. Your heart is important. What you know you're here to do is important. There's nothing more important. So, happy days. Pretty exciting. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I think that is my transmission out.